This is a paper that I wrote for my PhD dissertation, and I want to present it today for this Prof Talk. So, political vigilantism has been a global issue of concern recently, especially if you look at what happened in the US in 2021, January 6th, when some pro-Trump group attacked the Capitol Hill. Ghana too has been almost the same every election period. But let's see what we are going to hear from this. Yeah, so this is a brief outline of what I'm going to do today. I'm going to give the context within which political vigilantism is situated. Then I will provide a brief theoretical background, and as well as the methods. And we have a brief discussions on the findings as well as the way forward. So what actually is political vigilantism? When you talk of political vigilantism, it constitutes the actions taken by individuals other than the state officials, for instance, the police, military, which could either be illegal or extra-legal, and it is mostly characterized by violence in the political field. For instance, it could be ballot stuffing, ballot snatching, rally disruptions, attacking political opponents, voter intimidation, and others. And if you can see, these are some of the prominent newspaper front pages capturing how prevalent and how concerning political vigilantism has been in Ghana. And this made one of the current ministers, I think he is the current Minister of Communication, he took to his X account and posted after he was being beaten by the other political parties, vigilante groups. So the question is, why Ghana? Considering the fact that I initially suggested that this has been an issue in the US, Canada, even I think in 2020, September thereabouts, when Justin Trudeau, I think in one of his campaigns in Ontario, someplace in Ontario, some groups even threw pebbles at him. When you went to France, Emmanuel Macron, it got to a time that he wanted to even shake some people, and they were probably giving him some pinches of slaps at his back, the back of his hand. Nigeria, it's the same. Recently, Rwanda, even the key political opponent was even given a house arrest, which made him not able to go on campaign, so that he eventually lost. And given all these instances, my interest is in Ghana, because Ghana is seen as the beacon on African democracy. So it is sometimes puzzling to hear that some of these issues are also present in Ghana, given the global picture that we've shown as far as our democracy is concerned. So one thing that I also want to give you here is that in Ghana, although we have about more than 20 political parties, but it is now turning to become two-party state. The New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress, they are the dominant political party. So if this time it is not the New Patriotic Party, it is the National Democratic Party. And for you to win the president, you have to win 50 plus 1 of the total valid vote cast for the president. However, for the members of parliament, you only need a simple majority, which makes these elections keenly contested, because even a single vote can determine the outcome. Now, the question was, the topic was around theory, so we can't do without theory. Yeah, so theoretically, I wanted to find out what are the factors that are sustaining political vigilantism in Ghana. And I am looking at both structural and agency factors. The structural factors here are the institutional level factors. For instance, are there any contributions from the Electoral Commission? Are there any contributions from the political parties, from the police, the judiciary? Do they have a hand in this political vigilantism? What about the individuals, the youth who avail themselves to these politicians to be used to perpetuate their interest? Then it came to issues around legitimacy. Legitimacy talks about the belief in the operations or in the actions of these institutions as they conform to the norms of the society or the country. So if we have these institutions, for instance, the Electoral Commission that is in charge of managing our elections, yet people do not trust them, then it raises concerns. Then we can say that these institutions are failing us. And if, for instance, if someone engages in political vigilantism, even though we have laws that suggest that if anyone engages in any of these things, then they should be punished. However, we see that some people will engage in them, but they will not be punished. Then it will embolden others to also be engaging in this, because they know, after all, when we help our parties to win power, given the unemployment crisis or situation in Ghana, I might find a job, maybe in the security services. So why don't I even put my life on the line, knowing that when we win, I will get to be employed in any of these security services? Then the research question is, does this theoretical framework, does it explain the contributing factors of political vigilantism in Ghana? And these are the methods that I used. It was purely qualitative research, and I interviewed 18 participants and thematically analyzed the transcripts. I think I had about 7 themes from which I conducted this analysis. And these interviewees or participants were also chosen as a result of the experiences and their roles in these institutions that I have earlier mentioned. So I made use of politicians, academics, the criminal justice agents, civil servants, as well as the media. Well, we know how powerful the media is. So, given these thematic areas, I came about the politicians. What are the politicians, what have they been doing to sustain this political vigilantism? One, the participants, as well as the literature that I reviewed, were talking about the enormous presidential appointing authority. Some even said that the president of Ghana even has this appointing authority more than even the United States president. Like, he almost appoints every institutional head. So when there is a change in government, then it's like most people are losing their jobs. The new government comes and they also want to have their people heading these institutions. And because of that, for instance, if the president appoints the chief justice, if he appoints the inspector general of police, and now the member of their party, a member of their political party engages in some of these violence, how are you going to arrest them? And even if you arrest them, who is going to prosecute them? Then also talks about the political interference. Because the president appoints all these institutional heads, it becomes difficult for them to be professional enough. It's like there are times that we want to do something as a thank you to the president, so that if their members even do something, then we want to just let it slide. Then the Electoral Commission. As Chris mentioned, that when we came to the second part, he said he doesn't want to pick himself first because we say he would maybe rake. The Electoral Commission, people have that kind of mistrust, that assuming that I am Party A and I appointed you as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, then there is a higher chance that you will rig the election for me. And because of that, the other party would also want to have some armed men who are not police, like para-police or military, to police the elections for them. It also comes to the staff recruitment and their malpractices, because the Electoral Commission doesn't have enough funds to hire these election observers or officers. They hire temporary staff to engage in these elections and observations and other things. And these people might also come there with their intentions. Maybe I belong to Party A. So there are times that they would even tamprint some of the ballot papers before they hand it to you. There are times that if they go to the stronghold of Party B, but that person is a Party A member, they would tamprint before they give it to you. And when you also go and you tamprint another person, then it becomes invalid. It is spoiled ballot. So that is what some of these staff also do as far as the Electoral Commission is concerned. And because of that, those parties would also want to make sure that they have their people around, so that should you engage in any of these things, then they would discipline you there, knowing that even if it goes to the police or the court, nothing is going to happen to you. No one is going to punish you. They want to admit, instant justice. The police. I made mention of the IGP, or the Inspector General of Police, who is being appointed by the president. If he is appointed by the president and they want you maybe to arrest someone who engaged in any of these vigilante behaviors or activities, then it looks like awkward. There are times that even if you do that, they are likely to just replace you. If you want to be professional enough and you don't want to toe their party line, they would want to replace you. Personnel recruitment. If I know a member of parliament within that government, the party who is now in power, then I have a higher chance of being enlisted into the police. But if you don't know, it's like who you know, and the person also know you. So if you know the minister, or if you know any member of parliament, then you have a higher chance to be recruited by the police. And this is why some of these youth always avail themselves, knowing that there is issues with employment. So if I know that I engage or I help you to win power, and in turn you pay me by giving me a job, maybe to work with the police, why not? Because some people have maybe completed the undergrad for over 10 years, 15 years, and still they are unemployed. So if there is a way that I can help this political party to win power and they would help me to get a job, then they are glad to do that. And there is also limited police authority. Although when the police can arrest you for election-related offenses, but the law also says that they need an approval from the Attorney General before they can prosecute you. Who appoints the Attorney General? It is the President. So if the President appointed the Attorney General, and now this person also helped this party to win power, how likely is the Attorney General going to approve that go ahead to prosecute this person? So it's like no punishment for people who even engage in some of these things. And there is also, this leads to the mistrust of the police. There are times that most of the civilians don't even know about the laws, that maybe even if the police arrest you, they need explicit approval from the Attorney General. So it will be like the police do not work. Meanwhile, they might be working, but the Attorney General is also blocking them from prosecuting some of these offenses. The judiciary. It has also been politicized. At any point in time, when a new government comes, they want to make sure that they have their politically affiliated, like judges, being promoted to the Supreme Court as justices. There are times that those who are in the lower court, they want to also promote them to the high court and other things, because the election-related issues are sometimes tried in the high court. And so if their people are maybe in the lower court, they want to just push them or promote them to these higher courts, so that when some of these things come before them, they know how to handle them. The mass media. Now the politicians are going into establishing of radios, TVs, and other newspaper firms. And, they are mostly not objective enough. They always want to paint their political opponents black or dark, and whilst maybe praising their political parties, those that they are affiliated to. And because of that, even if nothing has happened in their strongholds, they would want to say something that, oh, this has happened here, so you also go out there and also cause some kind of mayhem or commotion in the other polling stations, so that people do not even come out to vote. Now, religion or religious bodies, I mean, for those of you, maybe if you don't know, Ghana has, I think, about 70% Christians. And for prophecy, we do not take it lightly. So if a pastor comes out during elections and say that, oh, God has revealed to me that party A is going to win, party B is going to win, it is the same God, but this pastor will say party A, this pastor would also say party B. So it's like, now, but sometimes they bring a caution that God has revealed to me that you are going to win. Just be vigilant. If you are not vigilant enough, they would overturn the results. So it's like that even emboldens you to make sure that you have your men at post, like policing the ballot for you. Then we come to the individual vigilantes, the people, the youth who avail themselves to the political leaders or the politicians because of economic challenges, hardship, and institutional performance issues. Because of the unemployment issues, the youth are willing to avail themselves to be used by these politicians, knowing that if they secure victory, they are likely to be employed. Coupled with the institutional underperformances. For instance, if someone is arrested by the police and they don't come to any conclusive sanctions, then it's like, oh, you can do it and nothing will happen to you, so why don't I do it? So these have also contributed to the proliferation of political vigilante activities. Now, how do we address this issue? I talked about institutions, making or bringing about institutional independence, that the appointing authority should not interfere with the activities of these institutions, even though you appointed them, but you know they are professional enough, so just leave them to do their work without you interfering with the activities. And media regulation. There is a bill, I think this bill has been sitting there for over a decade, the Broadcasting Bill 2014, which also prevents known political figures from establishing media firms, but who are also going to, work to maybe approve this bill to become a law. It is these politicians, and now it is going against them. So it has been there since 2014, and they have not even attended to it. And I also said that they should also make sure that the rule of law works, that the law doesn't have, we know the law doesn't know any political colors, but in that regard, the laws know the political colors. If it is your political party that is in power, then your color is known by the law. But otherwise, you are punished. And that there should also be a conclusive prosecutions and sanctions. I think most of you might even recall when Trump came, his second coming, he just gave clemency to those individuals who attacked the Capitol Hill because they were working for him. It was his interest that they were pursuing, and Biden's administration punished them. Not even all of them. They were like 1,600 people. And it wasn't all of them that were being, have been punished. Some were at the different stages of this, the system. But he just gave everyone clemency, and that was it. Then we are also talking, all this while the youth makes themselves available to be used by these politicians because of unemployment issues. So if the government will be able to bring about more employment opportunities, then I think they will not be able to get these youth to be used. Yeah, and education, because some of them do not even know that there are laws that prevent them from engaging in some of these behaviors that they do. So both formal and informal or public education could have also worked to help in this regard. Yeah, so this, the NPP, the New Patriotic Party, that is the red, white, blue, and these are the two dominant political parties. And you can see a typical election day and people going about their normal electoral duties. Right, so thank you.
you.